After Ukraine, it's the presence of US-made HIMARS in Russia's east that has President Putin worried. Moscow has registered a protest with the Japanese embassy against the US-Japan joint drills involving the lethal HIMARS rockets. The Russian Foreign Ministry claims that HIMARS rocket systems were fired close to Russia's borders. The Russian Foreign Ministry in a statement said, and I quote, "We consider the military exercises that took place as a challenge to ensuring the security of the far eastern region of our country and insist on the immediate cessation of such actions." The Japanese side was also warned about the inevitability of adequate response measures in order to block military threats to Russia, unquote. The US and Japan are conducting a 14-day joint military drill in the Yasubetsu training area in Hokkaido, Japan's northernmost prefecture. The drills, called Resolute Dragon 22, is Japan's largest field exercise with the US Marine Corps. Reports say 1,600 US Marines, along with 1,400 Japan Ground Self-Defense Force or JGSDF members, are taking part in the drills. The joint exercises involve 6 MV-22 Osprey tilt-rotor aircraft of the Marines and 2 similar aircraft of the US Air Force. The Resolute Dragon 22 exercises include combined arms live-fire events with the JGSDF. A statement from the Japanese Joint Staff said, and I quote, "This bilateral exercise reaffirms the cooperation of GSDF and the US Armed Forces, demonstrating the strong will, close and seamless cooperation between Japan and the US in responding to any situation, and further strengthens the deterrence and response capabilities of the Japan-US alliance." However, what has upset Putin the most is the deployment of the US's HIMARS, which have wreaked havoc on Russian forces in the Ukraine war. HIMARS, or High Mobility Artillery Rocket Systems, are mounted on military vehicles and have a range of 80 kilometers. Around 150 JGSDF troops and 40 US Marines from their Okinawa military base used HIMARS during the joint drills on the 10th of October. Ties between Russia and Japan have turned bitter in the wake of Putin's invasion of Ukraine. Tokyo has condemned Russia's invasion and has joined the West in imposing sanctions on Moscow. The relationship further worsened when Russia recently expelled Japanese consul Tatsunori Motoki for alleged espionage. Japan alleged Motoki was blindfolded and physically restrained by the Russians, calling it a clear violation of international law. On the 11th of October, Japan retaliated by ordering the Russian consul in the northern city of Sapporo to leave the country within 6 days. Tokyo said the step was conducted as an appropriate measure in response to the measures taken by Russia. Japan and Russia are also engaged in a territorial dispute over islets connecting Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula and Japan's Hokkaido. The islands have historically been a part of Japan, but were captured by Russia towards the end of the Second World War in 1945. While Russia claims the islands are part of its Kuril chain, Japan says they are part of its northern territories. Earlier this year, Russia also withdrew from negotiations aimed at formally ending the Second World War hostilities with Japan. Recently, Ukrainian President Zelensky signed a decree recognizing the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Japan, including the disputed islands. The Ukrainian president also urged the international community to recognize Japanese claims to the 4 disputed islands controlled by Russia. Zelensky's announcement came just days after Russia formally annexed 4 Ukrainian regions after what the West called sham referendums.